Hello everybody, welcome back to a new webinar. This is Manuel and with me is Amalia.
Hello Manu, glad to meet you again.
So today we are going to start talking with the Subtractive Merge. First of all, we are sorry about yesterday's issue with the GoToMeeting, but we found that the GoToMeeting service was offline. So we are doing this webinar today. So Amalia?
So Manu, how do you explain Subtractive Merge?
The Subtractive Merge is a way to remove or undo the changes you have already integrated in the, for example, the development line or the main line, the integration line, and you want to get rid of them. You can have several reasons for doing it. So we are.
Which reasons do you think maybe it could be?
Yeah, for example, imagine that you were testing new ideas to include into the release, but at the end of the day, the ideas didn't work. So you want to remove them from the production line. Also, imagine that you were working on a new feature, and this new feature introduced a new bug into the production line, and you want to remove that, change it. So the Subtractive Merge can help you in doing that. And for example, finally, a new feature that you already integrated in the development line, and you want to remove it because it's not ready, or you want to preserve it for a different release. At the end of the day, it's removing one branch from the integration line. And we are trying to show you how to use the Subtractive Merge instead of deleting the changeset. As you may know, you are able to delete the last changeset of a branch if this changeset is not propagating new merge links. So that's a way to do it, but we are promoting the usage of the Subtractive Merge.
So what do you prefer, delete or removing or make a Subtractive Merge?
Yeah, I prefer to do the Subtractive Merge. I'm going to explain why. Here in Plastic, we are developing a source control version tool, so we love to have all the history of the project. So if you are deleting the changeset, you are actually removing history. Sometimes it's very, almost all the times, it's interesting to have all the history to understand your errors and why a branch was removed from the integration branch, or keep track of every change you made in the repository. So these good things are removed if you are deleting the changeset.
So Subtractive Merge is a very best practice than delete changeset.
Yes, we do prefer to use the Subtractive Merge instead of deleting the changeset. Although a delete changeset can be interesting if you are working in your personal branch and there's no a good reason to preserve that history. It's also a good feature, but you have to be very careful how to use it, okay?
Okay,
so
let's go and make our first example.
Okay, yes, I have here a testing repository, okay? It's not a big one, but I will use it for our webinar. I'm going to create a new branch that is going to be the task 11, for example, and I automatically switch to it. And let's say that, for example, in this file, I'm going to open with the Notepad. It's going to be faster than editing into the Visual Studio. So imagine that I'm working here, but for example, for some reason, I removed this line that it's actually a bug. My tool is not going to work if I remove this line, or this using is not going to compile. So imagine I push this change into my repository without doing any test, which is a very bad practice to do. So
you don't do?
Yes, you have to keep your code test. So now I'm going to integrate this new change in my integration line. Let me switch to the main branch, integrate it. It's going to be an automatic merge. And finally, I commit this task into my development or my release branch. So after integrating this branch, I discovered that this was a bug. It was a very bad change. I want to get rid of it. So as I said, I told you before, I have two options. The first one is the delete changeset, which I'm not going to use it in this webinar. And the other one is the subtractive merge. So how can I remove this integration? It's quite simple. I just need to right-click, advanced merge, and subtractive merge from this changeset. Okay?
This is selected by default.
Yes. So if I process the change, Plastic is going to do the merge in the opposite way. Instead of adding the new contents of the branch, it's going to subtract the changes of the changeset. So if I go to the pending changes view and click on the file and show this, I'm able to see that the lines that were removed in the previous changeset now are back into my new version, okay, into my new revision of the file. So if I commit the file and I do the differences between the head changeset and the previous one, this is going to be equals. It's the same content. Okay, there's no content to compare because they are actually loading the same tree. But of course, if I compare the last one versus the previous one, the differences are going to be the same as we saw in the workspace pending changes view.
So it's great.
Yes, as you can see, it's very powerful and very easy to do it. And of course, if I'm the project manager, I can understand that. Okay, this changeset introduced a bug, and it was propagated into my production line. But then, because we have tests or whatever, okay, we discovered the bug and we were able to remove it before making or building a new release, okay? So it's very interesting and quite fast to undo this change. Okay, the next thing is going to...
Could we see the tooltip for more information?
Yes. As you can see, the merge link has a different color. Instead of the green one, that means a regular merge, it has a red one that is subtractive. You will see that if you perform a subtractive merge of not only one changeset, if you want to remove a couple of them, you will see a subtractive merge with this line plus an extra line between all the region that you are subtracting from. Okay, maybe
in the next example.
Yes, I can create a new one.
We can see better.
Yes. Let me, for example, create a new revision of the file. I just want to, for example, insert a new line just to start with a new clean status. Okay, so let me commit branch explorer. I have a new one. Let me create a new branch, SCM 12. Okay, in this case, for example, just to be more fast, I'm going to delete one file in this changeset. And in the next branch, I'm going to remove...
We have a different...
Yes, this is a different scenario, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is the SCM 13. I switch to it, and let me remove the assembly info file. Okay. Okay, I think that's enough. So now if I switch back to my integration line, I'm going to merge from this change set and also commit the new merge. Let me integrate this other task. Oh, sorry. Okay, and now I have my two tasks integrated. Okay, in this time, instead of doing a subtractive merge from this branch and a different one for this one, I can select the starting range, okay, and the end range, and in advanced merge, I can do a subtractive merge from this change set interval. Okay, keep in mind that this is an open interval, so this is open, this is closed. So the changes that are going to be removed are actually this one and this one. This is the starting interval, but as it is an open interval, it's not going to be included into the operation.
The first change set never.
Yeah, it's not removed from the. We will see that the merge in this case, it has to remove the file, remove it in this change set, and the file remove it in this change set, not the change in this change set. Okay.
Okay.
So let me select interval and subtractive merge it. Okay. And as I told you, the items that are recognized to be included are the removed ones. In this case, they are going to be added because we are undoing the remove operation of the two files. So Plastics tell me that you need, if you want to revert the operation, you need to add again this file. So okay, let's do it. We will have the two files again in our workspace, and that's all. If I click on the differences of this file, I can see that these new files that were removed in this change set and this other one are back into my repository.
Are added again.
Yes,
okay.
And as I wanted to tell you, this link is different. As you can see, you have the information about the interval. I told you that this the starting point is an open start and the ending point of the interval is a closed one. So the 24, let me show you. The 24 is this one. Okay, the 24 is not included, but the next one and the next one are already included into the operation. So we display this red line between the interval of the change sets. So
I think it's very clear with this representative tooltip. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So okay, the next thing that I want to show you, because I think is the question that everyone is asking. Okay, now that I have these tasks removed from the main line, I want to actually fix the branch, revert the back, or fix it in the task branch, and then reintegrate it again. Okay, let's do another sample. So let me, for example, let's say that let me open the program. Okay. So okay, sorry, I have to create a new task because I want to integrate it and show how to reintegrate it again. So let me create a new branch. Create from this branch. Okay, task 14. Okay, now in this file, I will, let's say that open in Windows Explorer and edit. Okay, let's say that I remove all the comments from the file, but by mistake I also remove this bracket. So this is not going to compile, obviously. So as I'm not very good as quality, so let's say that I commit my file. This is actually not a bad thing. if you are working in your branch, because you can fix it later.
Mm-hmm.
But if you integrate it, it's a very bad thing.
Yeah.
So let's
in your code.
Let's merge into the main line, commit it, then I find myself with the bug in the main line, so I remove it as I did before in the sample. I process the subtractive merge, I commit, I review that I have my comments and the other change back. Okay, I have it back.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. But now I ask the developer to, okay, you have a bug, be careful and fix it. You have to fix this issue. So let's open it again. For example, sorry, I think I'm not in the correct change set. Let me open. Which file I changed, I'm not sure. Okay.
Test map.
Okay. So it was this one?
Test map.
Oh, sorry.
I think.
Program 1.
Program 1, yeah. The namespace.
Yeah. So let me open it. Okay. So we remove the bracket and the comment.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fix this small error. Okay. And for example, I'm going to add a new file that is going to be a test. Okay. Just an empty file. So let me create a new document. Yes. Okay. Okay, items. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let me add this file first, and also the bug fix. Yes. So now I have these two files, these two new changes. So the steps in order to reintegrate this branch are the following. Okay. First one is going to be cherry pick of the changes that I remove, okay, to recover the changes. In this case, maybe it's not useful because I'm recovering the bug, but imagine that you added some files before the bug, okay, and maybe later we can create a more complex case. But okay, so let me merge subtractive. No, sorry, I'm going to cherry pick this one. So okay, I think I'm not in the correct one. Yes, I'm going to integrate the dash branch into the main line. So cherry pick from this changeset, you will see that nothing is going to happen. Okay, what's happening in this? Because this changeset is already in the main branch. So Plastic is telling you you already have these changes because it is not surfing this link. Okay, so our tip is use this ignore merge tracking.
Why did you choose ignore merge tracking?
Yes, I told before, Plastic is telling you that you already have this change in your working changeset. So it is not needed to cherry pick nothing because you already have it. It is not taking into account that you subtractive merge. That's why you need to cherry pick it to get back those changes. Okay. So let me ignore the merge tracking, process the merge. Now commit if you want to restore it.
Okay.
And last thing, merge from this branch to recover this and these changes. So right click or merge and process all. Okay, pending changes, I have the new file and so on, and now I have everything fine in the main line. I think that now I'm going to create a new sample, but a more complex, more difficult one. Not difficult, but more interesting, because in this case we have this change set. That was the first one. It was the one we removed it. So actually, the cherry pick didn't get anything
different.
Yes, from the one we already have. So let me create a new one that I think that will be more interesting. Okay, imagine that I create a new branch.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the task 15, I think. And for example, let's say that this new test, I don't need it. And by mistake, I don't know, I remove this binary file and I commit the change, okay? For example, and this other. So I'm going to create several change sets, because the first one I'm going to include is the real change that was the test. And for some reason, I also remove these other files. Okay, so if I go to the branch explorer, we have several change sets.
Okay.
I will
deleted several files. Yeah.
And I merge it to the main line. I process the 3 delete operations, and I commit it. Okay?
Okay.
Everything simple. So as we did before, we realized that we don't want this task into this main branch, because we don't want the both of these changes. Okay. So if I subtract this one, I will have the 3 of them added, and I will commit. Okay.
Okay.
The thing is that if I now want to integrate, let's say that I have to remove this other file, pending changes. If I want to have this branch back, it is not enough to merge this branch, because you will see that this file that was a good change, it is not going to be included in a regular merge. In the regular merge, the only changes that are going to be included are this one.
This one,
okay?
The last
change. Because the merge base has changed, and now the base for this merge operation is going to be this one. Okay, because Plastic is navigating back into the merge tracking system to discover which changes are already included in the integration branch. So as we want these other change sets, the thing is that we need to cherry pick this one.
Cherry pick, yeah.
Or in this case, we will just include the one we want, subtractive them. Sorry, I need to include this one.
The interval.
Yeah, well, I just need to subtractive cherry pick. Okay, I think I chose the wrong option before. So I want this back into my branch. Okay, I commit. And now that I have the good one, that was this only, I can integrate the rest of the branch that is going to be this last change set. Okay?
Okay.
So now I have the 2 changes that I wanted. Can commit them. And that's all. I have the first change set of my branch. I dismiss these 2. And finally, I integrated this last change. Yes. So we use the subtractive merge to ignore these 2 files. Okay. So as you can see, it's very powerful. The graphics are quite simple to understand. This is also a merge link, but it is a cherry pick from a change set interval. It's the same concept I told you before about the open interval and the closed one, and it's very easy to understand. Let me open the layer of the Branch Explorer. So here you can query about the colors of the merge links and understand what was happening. So as you can see, it's very interesting. It's very easy, very powerful, because you can keep your history clean. You can understand that there was a problem with these two changes, but you remove them in this branch. Then you included the first change in the next change by the cherry pick, and the last thing you did is include this last change from your working branch. So it's very, very easy to use.
And very powerful.
Yes, and very powerful, because I think it's very interesting to do this kind of action so fast and so simple.
Yeah.
So do you want to include something about this subtractive merge, Amalia?
Maybe some question. Subtractive merge we can make from the change set and can make from the branch or not?
Well, as we saw before, we can make a subtractive merge of a change set, a certain change set, or a group of change sets. You can click the starting interval point and the end interval point, and then you are able to subtract that range. But you cannot subtract a complete branch, but of course you are able to select.
You can make the same thing, selecting the changes from the branch.
The only restriction is that you need to include a valid path. Okay. All the starting and the ending point must to be connected between them. Okay. If I select this one and I don't know, this one is, well, in this case it's going to work because they are actually connected. But if this change set is not connected with other different one, it's not going to work.
Doesn't work.
But Plastic is going to alert you about it. You have to select a valid range of change set. So, okay.
So I think it's great.
Yeah. So, you have more questions?
Can you make a subtractive merge from an interval, from a range?
Yeah. This is the thing we did before. I have to tell that it's also available in the command line. Okay. You are able to specify the options. For example, the cherry picking is also available in the command line. You have to specify the origin of the interval and so on. And of course, you are also able to perform the subtractive merge, okay, like doing using this option. And if you, as I told you, that you need to, if you want to include this file again, or this change set again, you have to use the ignore merge tracking option. So if you are using the command line, you can always use it by using the --force option. Okay.
-force is the option in command line.
Yes. So I think this is more or less what you can do with a subtractive merge. As you can see, it is not hard to explain because it's very fast and it's a small thing, but you can do really powerful things with this feature. So
someone has a question?
Yes, we are open to questions. And let's see if there's any.
I think you are explaining very clear.
Yeah, it is not difficult to understand because it's very easy. It's a matter of a few clicks. So it's very powerful because with the Branch Explorer it's quite easy to understand. So
if someone didn't know this option, we hope use it in the future.
Yeah. Okay, it seems that there are no questions. I hope that everything is clear. We have to say that we have opened a poll. Just to
the web.
Yes. Well, hold on a second, Amalia, because there's a question from Placido.
Okay.
Let me read it. Placido is asking, just to clarify, if I want to undo Subtractive Merge, I need to cherry pick. Yes, yes, it's the thing we did before. You need to cherry pick. These are the steps, okay? First, cherry pick the change set. You did the Subtractive Merge, okay? So in this case, is this one. Once the change set you remove, that is this one. Once you are in the cherry picking window, you have to select the Ignore Merge Tracking system. So the changes will appear. You can process them. And the third step is reintegrate the working branch in case you have new changes. If not, you can stop at the second point, that is the cherry pick. So yes, first cherry pick without the merge tracking, and then merge again the branch that was the origin of the issue. So,
and remember the poll in the forum.
Yeah, we have a new thread in the forum. So if you want to to vote the webinars we are starting, or if you want to include a new ones, you are able to add the option, or vote the ideas that are already inside the poll system. So I hope you enter into the page. You can find it in our forum and
in Twitter.
Yes, also we are using Twitter to increase the.
And we have news options.
Yeah.
Apart from our suggestions.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that this was everything we want to share with you. I hope you to be in the next webinar.
What will be the next webinar?
We will visit the winner of our poll. Okay, so see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.